Those are 10 questions Ray Comfort can't answer either.
Right. There's a famous video online where Ray
the
Comfort,
banana?
Yeah. And that little clip is going to start our whole film. But okay, so you've seen it. So he tries to prove the existence of God based on a banana. Because
a banana is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, then where does Ebola, the Ebola virus, come from? I mean, why did God create something so perfect to so perfectly kill people as the Ebola virus? I mean, what does he say about that? The Ebola virus. God created the Ebola virus?
Mm-hmm.
And the banana.
All right, so if you don't mind, I'd like to go through some of these questions.
All right, sure.
Since you are somewhat of a prominent atheist.
Okay. No one knows what was in the beginning. You'd have to go beyond the universe to find out what happened, and the universe is everything. Can you go beyond the universe? I mean, that's fascinating to think about that. Will we ever know? I'm hoping in our lifetimes we will know. If it means there is a God, and that's the answer, fine. I just want to know. I want to know the truth. We don't know right now. But you know, the answers are not going to come from Ray Comfort's Bible. The answers are going to come from astrophysics and cosmology and the like. So biochemistry and, you know, and science. That's where the answers are going to come from. The Earth is going to, die. When the sun dies, in what, 3 billion years or something like that, the sun is going to, 3 or 15 billion years, I don't remember which number. The sun is going to die, and then our planet will die. It's billions of years from now, but we know how the Earth is going to end. Unless the Armageddon proponents, decide to blow up our Earth and fulfill biblical prophecy before that happens, and hopefully not. Nothing. Death is the end. Nothing happens after death. And that's why we should make the most of our lives. And every single minute enjoy life. And of course, it's amazing how religious people fight to live like everybody else, even though they're going to see their Maker and be with loved ones again. They cling to life as tenaciously as an atheist.
What is the purpose of existence?
To procreate. Your purpose, your very being, the only thing you're supposed to do is procreate. That's what your life is pretty much biologically programmed to do. You're born, you procreate, you die. Of course, we are now more intelligent beings, and we can give our lives more meaning. And, we decide what's important to us and what has meaning for us. But, I mean, biologically, that's just the purpose of your life. I don't know that there is order in all of creation. I don't know what that means. I mean, there isn't really order at all. I mean, look at a tsunami. Look what is a tsunami order in our lives? Are hurricanes, tornadoes, natural disasters order? I mean, what is the definition of order? 24 hours in a day? I don't know what that means. I don't, for all the order we think we see, there's a tremendous amount of chaos and disaster and horror in our lives. That's just not human. That's not a human construct. It's just not so. Is there? Morality differs from in every civilization, and they change from religion to religion. They change from era to era. They change from culture to culture. Some things that are allowed in certain cultures we would never allow. And so, I mean, I don't know that says that there's a God. I mean, because people believed in a God, they allowed certain horrible things to go on as moral. They treated women and other members of society very poorly, shabbily. We've hurt, we've killed in the name of religious morals. Religions have gone to war with other religions over differing morals. I don't know that the question is to lead us to an understanding of religion, or that there's, to prove that there is a God or anything like that. Morals come from human beings. They don't come from imaginary, non-carbon-based life forms, which you know, is basically what a God is. It's not even a life form, and let's just call it what it is. It's a non-carbon-based, invisible being. So that's morals. Morals come from. I prefer the term ethics, because ethics are apart from theology. It's just the way we learn to get together in society, and as we grow as a society and as we progress, our ethics change and hopefully they improve. And my goodness, I wouldn't want to live back in the 50s with those ethics, which were extremely religion-based, and had horrible consequences for people in so many ways. I don't, you know, I've never looked at every civilization to know that that's a fact. Almost every civilization has treated women badly, has treated women as second-class citizens, or has, you know, abused children, had done poor things. Doesn't mean that it's a good thing, doesn't mean that it's inherent in humans, doesn't mean that it's inherent in the universe that there is a creator. It doesn't say that it's a good thing, it doesn't say that it's a bad thing. It might be that every civilization believed in a creator. Another question to ask is, why is it that every civilization has a different creator? I mean, that says that there's something it's culturally based, and there's no uniformity. If there was a creator, why wouldn't we all know the same creator? Okay? We all know the same gravity. We all know the same heat. We all know the same hunger, but we don't all know the same creator? I mean, that's a flaw right there, I would think. You know, that you know, leads to more questions. I mean, what kind of a conscience? I mean, some people have very little conscience. You might have a conscience, but it's very little conscience. Sociopaths have very little, if any, conscience at all. And they're considered sane. They're considered sane. So, you know, I think that if the question is to say that there's a God because we have a conscience, even with people with consciences do horrible things. I mean, is that supposed to mean that there is a God? Look, you know, if Ray Comfort wants to think that there's a God, fine. Why he has to go through all of these silly questions to try and prove to other people there's a God, it's not working. If there was a God, he wouldn't have to come up with Ray Comfort. We wouldn't have to rely on Ray Comfort's 10 questions to know it. Okay? We wouldn't be dependent on Ray Comfort. Everybody would know it. We all hear, we all see, we all taste, we all smell, we're all alive, we have a lot of similar experiences, but only Ray Comfort has the answer and knows that there's a God. No, we would all know that there was a God. We would all know that there's a God, and we just don't. And if there was a God, fine. I mean, I'm the first one who would want to know. I'm the first one who would want to know. I mean, I would still be an atheist, however. I would still not pray. I would still think for myself. I would still, you know, do what I do. There would still be homosexuals. There would still be feminism. There would still be a progressive society. And that God would have a lot of answering to do, because that God allowed TWA Flight 800 to plunge into the Atlantic Ocean, not the recent one in the Hudson River. But this God has a lot of answering to do. I have a lot of questions for Ray Comfort. I mean, why aren't you blasting this God that you believe in? This God that allows the Ebola virus to thrive. This God that you know, doesn't shut down children's hospitals by curing children of illness. I mean, come on, Ray Comfort's asking the wrong questions. This God has a lot of answering to do.